Crooked corporate cops. Line 3, this is what we're talking about. So Climate Nexus and EcoWatch, great websites. Enbridge paid millions to Minnesota police and government agencies to quell Line 3 pipeline protesters. And I don't think this is much of a surprise, which is why it's a short article. I wanted to cover it quickly. Enbridge paid more than $8.6 million to Minnesota police and other agencies to clear the way for the expansion of its Line 3 tar sands oil pipeline by quelling protests and acts of civil disobedience, according to Grist. Of course, we know that the pipeline violates and threatens treaty-protected lands, where several Anishinaabe tribes hold rights to hunt, fish, gather nutritionally and culturally important wild rice. Invoices obtained via public records laws show Enbridge paid what amounted to its private security forces nearly $80,000 on June 7, 2021, for services that included a sound cannon and a U.S. CBP helicopter blowing away protesters with low-altitude rotor wash. Yep. The Minnesota PD also performed the PR work for Enbridge. Not only did they do that, but they were performing literally PR work. The MPD press flack behind the infamous press release claiming George Floyd, quote, physically resisted officers, unquote, also sent press releases and answered press queries on behalf of state agencies during the Line 3 protests. Wait, what? Yes. Enbridge, which is also fighting the Bad River Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa, and the state of Michigan over its potentially catastrophic Line 5 petrochemical pipeline, also paid nearly $250,000 in response to the increased sexual violence and human trafficking connected to the Line 3 construction. Fossil fuel extraction and pipeline construction is inextricable from the continued violation of indigenous sovereignty and perpetuation of sexual violence against the indigenous women who live near fossil fuel projects. This is a rampant problem that not enough people are talking about, as reported by Grist. Winona LaDuke, an Anishinaabe activist and founder of the indigenous environmental nonprofit Honor the Earth, is among those arguing in court that charges should be thrown out. Aitkin County, the jurisdiction behind the allegation she's fighting, was reimbursed $6,000 for wages and benefits on just one of the days she was arrested. LaDuke believes the money amped up the police response, which she probably is correct. Quote, they were far more aggressive with us, far more intent on finding any possible reason to stop somebody. She said law enforcement is supposed to protect and serve the people, but they work for Enbridge. So their concern is that now this will become the model for deployment nationwide against any community rising up against corporate abuse. And we kind of seen that in Cop City. And that wasn't even corporate. That was governmental. That was for Cop City. And this is Mara Verheyden Hilliard, who's the director of the Center for Protest Law and Litigation, who's representing some of the water protectors. Quote, it becomes easy to sell this to the public as savings for the taxpayers when instead what they're doing is selling their police department to serve pecuniary interests of a corporation.